It's the 901 show. The 901 show. Get on this hot mic. The 901 show. It's the 901 show. The 901 show. The 901 show. The 901 show. Get on this hot mic. The 901 show. Hot mic. The 901 show. Hot mic. It's the 901 show. It's the 901 show. The 901 show. Get on this hot mic. The 901 show. It's the 901 show. The 901 show. The 901 show.
Well, hello, everybody. Again, new week to you guys. Welcome to the 901 Show live in the studio. Of course, our host, Heartbeat of the South, and my every heartbeat, Tim Harrington, and the co-hosts of the most, Sybil Marie Presley. Hello, you guys.
Hey, greetings.
Hello, you guys. Hi, Sandra.
Hi,
Thank you so
Sandra.
much. Everybody,
Hey, Sandra.
go ahead and please share the show. I'm going to be sharing, and I'm not going to be talking too much because guess what? The hostess of the Moses is co-hosting the show tonight. We're hosting the show tonight. So, Sybil, take it away with the greetings and everything. So, Sybil, take it away with the greetings and everything. Can she hear me?
I don't know. Can you hear me?
Sybil.
Oh, I can. Look, an airplane or UFO one went overhead, and it always knocks out my signal.
Okay.
I'm right close to. I'm in line of the airport.
Well, you hosted, so take it away.
Well, okie dokie. I want to say hello, friends from around the world. I am Sybil Presley, and welcome to the 901 show on this chilly night in Memphis. And today I had to wear a light coat for the first time in this fall season. And I took a 20-minute brisk walk, and it just felt wonderful and so refreshing. I just love the fall. And we have a great show tonight with the world-famous Emily Pearls and the heartbeat of her life, Timothy, and of course, yours truly, me. And I'm happy to be the host on the 901 show. We have fun on the 901. And I'd like to start off by saying, hi, Sandra. and everyone else is listening. Type your chat in the comment box, and let's just have a ball. So, Emily, what you been up to?
Well, I've been taking medicine as normal. Well, not normal, really. I think I really got chilled to the bone with the weather changing, and then from that 14 hours in the cold, and I think I kind of caught a cold, and so I've been taking some Theraflu, and I had this popping in my ear, and I think I had a little ear infection too. So, and then I was still dealing with my thumb and my fingers on my left hand, so I hadn't been able to do hair or style my wigs. So I just been watching a lot of, excuse me, streaming videos and movies and series, and laying down and resting and trying to adjust between these temperatures of chilly at night and hot at midday. So that's basically what I've been up to.
That sounds good. It's been chilly all day, really.
Yeah.
And Tim, terrific. What's going on in your neck of the woods?
Well, I tell you, not a whole lot. I had a doctor visit today from a chiropractor. I was glad to get that back started up. Man, yeah, and this with this weather change, it's changed so drastically. Yeah, it's like winter already. So yeah, I'm just gonna try to stay warm as possible, stay in as much as possible because the seasons change here for some reason. People get all out of whack. But that's all
And
I got
sick.
going
Love
on.
it.
And
I
sick
love
too.
it. Oh,
Yeah. I love it, but my body, it takes me 2 or 3 weeks to adjust until it just
yeah,
really
kind of.
kind of just gets
Yeah.
stabilized. Because right now, with temperatures not stabilized, and
Mm-hmm.
because it's gonna be 80 and 83 Wednesday, tomorrow, and Thursday, and Friday, I think, and then Saturday it's going back down to the 40s or something like this. So that's not stabilizing. Until then,
Right.
I'm just gonna be up and down.
Yeah, it'll be
Like a
33
seesaw.
tomorrow. Yeah, the low for tomorrow is 33.
Well, ain't that
I,
something?
that's
You know
tonight
what?
is
The birds
I
don't know
believe
where
it's
to
tomorrow.
fly
tonight,
south.
tonight, and in the morning. Yeah,
Okay, you can put it
yeah,
that way. Yeah,
early
Yeah.
morning.
yeah,
But it's gonna get up to like 81, 80,
Oh
81
wow, that is a jump.
around noon or 1 o'clock.
The poor
okay.
birds don't know what to do. Fly backwards,
Mm.
go back to north, or head south.
For some reason the birds always know. I
Yeah,
guess they say, meanwhile, we need to learn from the birds and the bees.
and that's what we
Yeah.
had back in ancient times.
Yeah, like the birds and the bees always know. So I guess that's why they say we should learn from the birds and the bees and
Right.
the ants. Because
Yeah.
the ants start putting up food early.
Hmm.
Yeah.
The
Because they
squirrels
start
hide
preparing.
nuts on the ground.
Yeah, but they still have to come out in the bad weather.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
they kind of dumb, you know. But the
The
but
barrels
the
also
ants
know. Yeah, the
but the
barrels know how
ants
to stock up.
yeah, the bears hibernate. I mean, it's
All winter.
amazing. It's
Yeah.
amazing how their body chemistry just puts them automatically to sleep
Yep.
for a whole winter. That's a
Yeah.
long time to sleep, man.
It
Yeah.
sure
They got a
is.
they got a special heart. The heart rate drops like that, and they're able to maintain it.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
like up in countries like Norway and Denmark, those bears don't sleep in all winter. Like where
Is
the
that
Oh, they
polar
right?
don't.
bears live. No,
Oh, I
No,
didn't
they
know
don't.
that.
You're right.
that's
They
when they
don't.
that's when they be year round.
Yeah, they hunt year
Yeah,
round.
yeah, they hunt year round because that's their natural habitat.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Hmm.
Well, animals and natures are just amazing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they
Anyway,
are. They are. Yeah, I was. That's why I was so excited when little Timothy had his animal show.
I was
We
thinking the same thing.
A lot of things that we didn't know, we did learn from him and his show.
I
Yeah.
miss his
So,
show.
I watch a lot of
mhm.
Animal Kingdom.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you did, and they got this movie out now, Tim, on HBO about a dinosaur, a rhinoceros that gets out, goes on an adventure in the era of the dinosaur.
Okay.
He accidentally roams off from the nest, from
Mm.
away from his parents and his brothers and sisters, and so he meets all kinds of different weird looking creatures and insects
Yeah.
and animals during the prehistoric time.
Yeah. Sounds pretty neat.
Oh,
Yeah, I started watching a little bit of it, and uh what's her name? My dog Precious, she was captivated by it, man. I
she
got tired of
watches
watching
TV.
I got tired of watching it because it just wasn't my type of thing,
Right.
not really, because it's like a 3D movie,
Yeah.
so it don't
Uh-huh.
really look like a cartoon.
Oh,
The creatures look really real,
Yeah.
and the funny, and they got them making the right sounds and stuff like that, and then but they got the voice of the little panther, I think that was his name, the little prehistoric rhino that got lost. They got
Yeah.
it in a little high pitch, like a child. And
hmm.
Hey, Jenny.
hey, Jen,
Hey,
welcome.
Jenny. I'll be seeing you soon.
Yeah. Hey, how you been doing, Jen? Uh-huh. So yeah, but she was captivated by it. I let her watch about 30 minutes and I got tired of it.
Yeah, it's all
I
you can
told her I'm
take.
sorry. I said, I'm sorry, yeah, but you got to, baby, but you got to watch what mommy watch now.
Well, you know what? You're going to have to get Precious on a little TV set.
I'm not studying that dog. She already costed me enough money already. She already
Yeah.
spoiled to the core.
I think it's
Yeah,
amazing how dogs can just stare at the screen and get into it.
yeah. But
Mhm.
she's so big. She's so big now. When she hear noise outdoors now, that cause I had to keep the door closed in the summertime, and now it's cool. So most of the time I have the door. We only had a few days where we didn't have to have our air. Remember, y'all? So
Hmm.
Yeah.
I would have the wooden door open when she enjoyed looking out of the glass door. But now Tim, she hear a sound outside. Now she know how to jump up in the chair and put her head through move the curtain out the way and put her
Mm.
head all the way in the curtain looking to see what's going on.
Oh,
Uh,
Wow.
that's a
she-
smart dog.
she's a
Got
good
a,
watchdog.
Good
Yeah,
that's
deal.
wonderful.
she's a
Hmm.
good watchdog. Yeah. Mhm. Yeah. So that's what's been going on with me, Sybil.
Me too.
Well, okay, that's a great wrap up. Now it's your turn, Tim.
Oh, okay. This was a local story that caught my attention for the 901 Memphis area. But by the
Mm,
same token, you everybody that's in here probably has a place like this in their city. The protection agency told the city. So I'm sorry. Protective agency told the city of sterilization services of Tennessee on Florida Street that they could be putting out hazardous fumes into the air. The
I
plant
got the
uses
card. I got the card in the mail.
right. The hat that they could be putting hazardous fumes into the air. The
Mm,
plant uses a gas called ethylene oxide
mm,
to clean medical equipment. This
mm,
week, members of the EPA traveled to Memphis to warn residents of potential hazardous gas and its impacts. The EPA says breathing it for a long time can cause cancer. One of the
mm,
ladies made a statement that she believed that's what her father passed away from. He did contract cancer, and they only stayed a couple of blocks from the company. So yeah, that was just like, wow, really? We got that going on in this age and time? Still, I can remember back in the olden days, but I didn't think that any companies were still existing. Maybe you guys have a company or something like that in your city. If you do, put it in the comment. Yeah, so
most every city except smaller towns usually have some type of chemical plant, especially metro
Hmm.
cities.
yeah,
And we have, I think, maybe two or three here actually in
really.
Memphis. Yeah, because Memphis was a riverfront town.
Right.
So when the early industry began to move, to increase by Memphis being on the river, a lot of chemical companies and warehouses and things like that set up because they were able to use the barges for transporting their goods and
Right.
supplies, on the
Right.
river. So that's where a lot of our old warehouses, most of that is on the South Memphis area side of West,
Right.
down that west, southwest, and south Memphis. Yeah, southwest
Hmm.
and South Memphis.
Yeah.
The most of the southwest Memphis down around the river, but South Memphis is around Florida Street, around
It
that
is.
area, Florida Street, Lauderdale. But there was still inland far enough for them to establish a warehouse chemical company and still get their supplies to use the barges, for
Right.
transporting them. This is before, wasn't many trains,
Hmm.
and
Hmm.
then back then trains were a lot slower because they had to use the chug coal, you know, that sort of thing. They didn't have no
Right.
steam engines,
Right.
and then it was more expensive. Trains were more expensive for them to haul their goods,
Right.
and but the river, the barge using boats and barges, that was a cheap
Hmm.
way of transportation for companies back then in the late 1800s and early 1900s. You see,
Right.
so
Right. Yeah.
most any city that's bordered by rivers or lakes, they probably got some type of chemical company, warehouses and companies
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah. Like you say. Yeah. I mean, I can remember in the '80s, plants like in the big cities, industries. I believe in it. Probably some car makers. It was a whole lot, but I think what happened was it was a ban that was put down, and the fines were uh,
I
enormous.
understand. I
The
understand
fines were
watching
so
America.
enormous
Oh
that
yeah, I
that
understand.
they hey, understand that they discontinued with fumes being. That's when we started getting into the clean air era. I should
Yeah, yeah,
call it.
yeah. Yeah,
Yeah,
Firestone. They made Firestone move.
right.
Firestone was shut down because Firestone was one of the uh, big paying
Yeah,
employers here
you're
in
right.
Memphis way before FedEx ever came along or the post office came along hiring people. Uh, the best job in Memphis was at Firestone or the
Yeah,
Army Depot. Mm, that's
yeah, you're
right.
right. I forgot about that Firestone.
Which is Southwest Memphis
Mm-hmm.
area. It was,
It
I
is.
was, it's going north, but it's still uh was close to the river. In other words, there's Ernestine. She got in the comment column. Hey,
Yeah,
Yeah,
Ernestine.
hi.
yeah.
Jenny
So
says
yeah.
she got something to tell us.
What's up, Ernestine?
Mm, Jenny says
So
she
you can
got
see
something
here
to
for
tell us.
yourself. And
She said, okay, so she says she can hardly wait. I know this is politics, right? Not really. If you want to talk about
not
that,
really.
that Social Security, you can talk about that here on 901 because we got people in the 901 area on Social Security, Jen. You can type it in there if you
Yeah.
like to, just to, I mean, the main idea if you want to share, because I know Ernestine and her people and Mary get Social Security. So they might would like to hear what it is. And if they don't, sometimes they can't hear it come in on Thursday nights. So if
Right.
you like to type it in, Jen, you can type it in. That'll be fine. Even though Sybil is hosting, I know she didn't know that part. I just wanted to share that with Jen.
Oh, we just kind of all sitting down the round table together.
Yeah. Well, that's what I got for my topic for tonight.
Well, that was
Appreciate
short and
everybody
sweet.
listening. Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
you want to take a
So,
break then, Sybil, and
yeah, we'll
come
be
back?
right back after this word from our spot announcer. Arf, arf. Thank you, Spot.
All right.
Spot. Start this year with a beautiful smile. Do you cover your mouth with your hand to talk? Do you look down or up in order to smile? If you answer yes, then you need to see Dr. Corey. 901 300 4800. Remember, a smile is the prettiest thing you'll ever wear. So invest in yourself today. Call Dr. Corey now. 901 300 4800. Dental Expressions PLLC, 3704 Summer Avenue, Memphis, Tennessee, 38122. 901 300 4800. Dental Expression, a proud sponsor of the Emily Purple Show. Sorry about that, y'all.
Okay.
Welcome back. Be true to your teeth. Won't be false to you. So,
What's
That's
up, Mary?
Mary. Hi,
What's up,
Mary.
Mary?
Thanks for joining us.
hi, Mary. We just love our regular listeners and our new ones, our viewers. And so tell your friend to tune in. You'll never know what's going to be on the menu. So, Emily, do you have a segment for us tonight?
Well, for 901, it's really short, and I know everybody's tired of hearing about it, but it's that driver's license tag place again.
Uh-oh.
In the news again, y'all. They say, well, whatever the new procedures were that they said 3 weeks ago that they were going to put in place is apparently not working. Plus, the Riverdale office is not going to open. And so now the county is saying, Mayor Lee Harris is saying that Wanda Halbert, the county clerk, Shelby County clerk of the driver's license tag place, is not cooperating because she needs to go to class to learn about the new ITT system that they're going to put in to try to speed up this process, and she has not attended. So I'm trying to figure out what is the heck is going on. Meanwhile, on crime, the state has stepped in to help the crime in Memphis by giving $3 million, I believe it is, to law enforcement here in Shelby County, just Shelby County. They say they're going to use it to hire more police and to get some resources. Well, to me, that's not solving the immediate
No,
crime
me
problem.
either.
But
No.
at least the state has stepped in. If y'all remember, I told y'all that the state can step in and help any county in its state that it wants to with any problem that any county is having. They
Right.
could have stepped in on this driver's license issue, but they just didn't want it. They
No, it's
just
a hot mess. Yeah. It's a hot mess. They don't, the ones that have it don't even want it. You know what I mean?
yeah. So, I gave them a solution. I told them all they had to do was call me, pay me a one-time
Yeah.
salary, a one-time paycheck contract of $100,000. I had a problem solved in a week's time. Everything would be caught up because
Yeah.
it's not that hard. Not when you got computer system, even when you got an old computer system. And the reason I say that is because from experience, I worked for the state for 5-7 years on an old computers in the Department of Human Services. Right? He had old computers, and yeah, we would have people would be late getting their food stamp, but it wasn't because of the computers. It was because they had lazy food stamp workers. But all the food stamp level workers weren't lazy
Right.
and weren't slow. But some people, just slow.
Yeah.
And like I told them, the solution is y'all need to get them two finger typing people out of that type of department. You need people in there that can use all 10 of their fingers, because when you type, you're supposed to use all 10 of your fingers and your thumb for the space bar. These type people can type 90 words a minute. But these two finger pecking folks, they don't need to be in that kind of position. And so I already told them I would solve the problem, but they won't hire me, Jen.
Yeah. Yeah. You know
I don't
what?
even want to be hired all that $1,000. That's how I
Yeah.
just want a one-time payment. Give me for that 1 week. I had a problem solved.
Yeah. Now that you mention it, I can remember coming from the Kroger shopping center, and it was like the 15th or the 20th, and the line was still wrapped around the corner. So I was like, that's kind of odd. Is
Yeah,
that still having the same trouble? So I noticed it because it was just that noticeable, you know what I mean, at that time of the month, and that people were still in line around the building. So
yeah.
you're
And
right.
the other thing is the kiosk machine. You cannot
Hmm.
tell me that you cannot establish, create, and place kiosks with license plates in there, because Carvana can put a whole car in a machine, and you can go to a Carvana station and
Yep.
pick up your car.
Yep.
Ain't nobody stealing no cars out of the Carvana machine, right?
Yeah. Right. I
So
hadn't heard anything.
they need to figure out what kind of security system does the Carvana folks use for these 30, 40,000, 50,000, $60,000 cars that they never got
Yeah.
stolen or broke into, and put a $80, $50 license plate in the same type kiosk where people can go and get their license plate. And you can place them in stores like Kroger. How many Kroger stores are in here? Right by the
Yeah.
customer service,
Right.
a cash saver, right by placing right by the customer service. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Yeah. And if
Give
you
people
notice, mhm.
options. Go
Yeah, and
ahead,
if you
Tim.
notice, Memphis is one of those cities that don't like to latch on to technology.
You're right.
That's why everything is so
And you
slow.
know
That's
why
why
that is? Because they got too many old folk in office.
absolutely, absolutely. Just from the outside looking in, if you were going through this city, we still have wires that's on poles. Advanced cities have underground. You know what I
That's
mean?
right.
And they can't tell me that they ain't had the money to do it. It goes back to what you said. Some
But you,
lazy workers.
yep. But you got
Yeah,
politicians that don't even know how to use a computer
you're
that's
right.
sitting in
You're right.
office, you know?
Yeah.
And if they're using it with two fingers. So they are
Yeah.
not tech savvy. And so, I can understand why Mayor Lee Harris is saying that that's non-cooperation when you don't want to come in and learn the IT new technology that they finna put on your machines with your people that you over got to operate. If that is
Right.
true, then that's a problem with Wanda Abbott. She must not be tech savvy,
Right.
because
Wasn't
people that are
required.
not, it wasn't required when she got
Yeah.
in,
And
because
that's a lot of the problem.
she been
Yeah.
one of these politicians that's been in politics for about 20 years. So you right, Tim. And these people that's in politics from 20 years on beyond that,
Yeah.
back before that, they don't want to learn how to operate a computer. They don't want to learn how
No.
because they're afraid of change. It makes them nervous.
Yeah.
Any kind of change makes them uncomfortable,
Right.
and it makes them insecure.
Right.
Jen says about the crime. She says, why aren't they using that money to rehire the good folks they fired for not wanting to follow the hoax mandates? Well, you know what? I don't even know if they did that here in 901 Gen. I think that was just Democratic states that did that. And Tennessee is not a
Yeah.
Democratic state. Tennessee is a Republican state. So I don't think that they did that here.
Yeah, yeah, and
Okay.
what we have going on right now for us with the police department, they're hiring young kids that are coming fresh out of high school, which is
7 police car wrecks in
yes,
1 week.
yes, and that in itself, if you know anything about law enforcement, that's a scary situation because, in my opinion, they don't have enough years experience of life
Behind
experience
the wheel. That's right.
behind their wheel and carrying guns and going to confrontations. Uh, a scared police, that's the worst thing you want to have.
That's a
It's the worst
coward
thing you
police.
can have. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So yeah, they're in such desperation uh, by not raising the annual salary that they chose to go get kids that were straight out of high school. So that's what we're
And they
dealing with.
still talking about doing that.
Yeah,
They still talking about recruiting, trying to recruit. That's the first thing came out of Mayor Jim Strickland's mouth
yeah,
was that they're gonna try to do some recruitment right out of high school.
yeah. That's
Come on
terrible.
now, really? So until they just take that bull by the horns and deal with it, the crime rate is still going. Now they were supposed to. I don't know. I haven't checked in the news, but they were supposed to. The city council was supposed to vote on the curfew to make the
Okay.
police department enforce the city curfew that's been on the books for 20 years.
Okay.
Had not been enforced since civil rights movement. Okay, so that's some 30 years, right?
Right.
Well, I won't say that long. I think it was enforced probably when around the 90s, I'll say.
Yeah,
But
they did. Yeah, they did it. They
anyway,
enforced it for George Floyd. They enforced it.
no. I'm not here, did they?
Yes, here too.
Oh,
Yeah,
really?
yeah. It got to their point, and they put a I believe it was a 12 o'clock curfew on it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
they did that out of
Jen,
fear.
okay, Sybil, you can read what Jen said because Sybil is the host, and me and Tim do it all the
Oh,
time.
I
Well,
know,
that's
right?
fine. We just all in this together. Jenny says, I'm pretty sure they did that everywhere in areas of employment. Remember the defund the police movement? Many did it behind the scenes. So that's what Jenny had to say. And she said
Okay.
curfew was enforced because they didn't have the manpower to handle it.
They
Oh
don't
yeah,
have the manpower to handle the crime now.
they don't.
That's the reason why I need to be enforced. Get these kids off the street. But see, like I keep saying this, and it's eventually we're not gonna see no cutting crime until they actually enforce the curfew, and then hit these parents, find these parents they
Yeah,
have to let their kids run the street after the
yeah,
curfew.
Yeah,
You
but you
know,
know what? I have to give this small piece of because Memphis have now went to if you are convicted that you have to do 80% of your time, which wasn't there. It was a revolving door. They do have that being implemented as we speak. So that's a good thing. I had to give them a shout out for that.
not these kids, because when they
Well, the,
juveniles, they can't even process them with adult laws.
well, yeah, you're right. But here's the thing: like you say, some of this starts at home. They're not sleeping in buildings. They're going back to their people house.
And
Uh,
that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
yeah,
they living with somebody, and
right.
whoever they living with need to be fined if they are caught, if they're locked up down at the jail for being out in the streets after curfew.
Yeah,
They
well,
don't need to go to school.
the parents are scared. They're scared of them too. They don't want to admit it, but they are. They're
Well,
running the
if
household.
they scared, that they'll learn not to be scared when they get tired of paying them fines. Put them out. Put them out. Let them be homeless. They grown if
Yeah,
they can't. They can't follow my rules by my house. I don't care how old they are.
they
You know,
won't do
if
it.
a dog can follow rules, a child sure gonna follow my rules.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah. But this is the
Just say,
generation that's going on now. That's what's going on now.
just say they
Unfortunately.
will have to give the parents their rights back, and then it'll take a while for to get back less crime. Oh, it'll take a while. It's not gonna be done overnight. I agree. I agree with you. Yeah, they're gonna give them right back to the parents. You're right. But that's why I say it's gonna be left up to the parents when they get tired of paying them fines with them hard head kids of theirs, with them bad wannabe thug kids. If they can't put them out, if they're scared to put them out, then I don't have no answer for them. It's their fault because they should have never started out letting the child raise them when the child got pissy pants and could smell it. You know. uh, and Ernestine said, "I am right,"
All
and
right.
So true.
Ernestine said, "So true." And Jenny says, "The system took the parents' right to discipline their
They
kids."
did.
Well, I know they did, Jenny, but we ain't talking about that right now. So they take the right. They take the right, but what? So the parent got to figure out some way to control their kids. You know, that's been years ago. They've been knowing the right was gone, Jen. They've been knowing that. But that's in the past. What can we do now? The problem is now. So we can't even, I mean, it don't really make any sense to me to go back and talk about that. It's already done with that bridge. It's you can't cross that bridge again. It's already done. So what the parents should have did was figure out another way to handle this bad kids. Because all children are not bad.
They're not.
What about the parents that have respectable and children that follow rules and children that respect and learn and
Yeah.
grow to be something? So
Yeah.
what's they
Yeah. This.
secret? So what's their
Yeah.
secret? They're not beating their kids either. They're not whipping their kids.
Well, it's a talk. It's a learn and talk behavior. So you're absolutely right.
So that's
All
what I'm
children
saying.
are not
These
doing
parents
that.
better go somewhere and take some parenting lessons. They have to
Yeah.
find out another way to deal with their kids.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Instead of partying with them and going to clubs with them.
yeah. They
Yeah.
need to take some lessons from the successful parents because they're more successful parents, believe me, than they are non-successful parents.
It is.
So they need to ask somebody for some help. You know,
Mm.
tell me how to train this bad kid of mine. And see, back in the old days, we had some old sisters and mothers of the church that would tell you how to raise your children, and you didn't have to ask; they were gonna tell you anyway.
Mm.
But see, the wrong problem is the parent. They don't want
Yeah.
anybody telling nothing about their
Or their kids.
children.
Yeah. Or
About their
their
children.
children.
Know what I'm saying? That ain't why, that's the reason why the children is so hard headed. Is because the parent is hard headed. They
Yep.
learn from their parent. They mimic everything they do and
They
see
do.
from their parent. And
They
it was
do.
on the news just a few weeks ago. It was a woman that was arrested that had her child shoplifted for her.
Wow.
This was in the
I
901.
saw that before too.
You saw that? No, this was in a news story. This was in
I know
901. This was in
I've seen that
Memphis.
before.
This was in Memphis.
Unacceptable.
Uh-huh.
Unacceptable.
Now, and Jen says it's still now the ones that were blessed with the kids that act right were the ones that didn't allow the system to dumb down their kids through technology. And not necessarily, Jen, because I see too many kids. You know, I be around kids all the time. I've taught online. I've taught kids online. I've taught kids in the U.S. online. I've taught kids in Korea, South Korea online. I've taught school before, and so all kids are not away from technology. And some kids excel in technology, but
Use the
they
right way.
still, yeah, they use it the right way. I'm
Right.
telling you, it's the parent.
Oh
It's the
yeah,
parent.
definitely.
It
Definitely.
comes from the parent. If your child ain't turn out right, it comes from the parent. It came from some.
And
It came.
and
It came.
you,
Let me wait. Hold on, till hold that thought. Let me just spread it out a little bit, because sometimes it's not the parent. Let me just say this: it came from within the home. Okay, because it could be a grandparent, and you know that the child mimics. It could be a sister or a brother that the child is mimicking. Whoever that child likes the most in that family is the person that child want to be like.
yeah. And on another note, the phone it was the babysitter. They're pushing phones in their hands as toddlers
Well,
because
it
here's the
is.
thing: if this child is accustomed to this technology, when you take it away, what do? They act out.
The act
Then
out.
Even a
right,
baby
and
does
then
that. If
when
you
they
take the
get
cell
of
phone
age,
away.
it goes from the phone to these murderous games and whatnot. But what I'm saying is, I said that to say this: for any child to not have supervision dealing with this technology that we have today, it is detrimental. It is detrimental. There's too much power to have at your fingertips. And yeah, so some changes definitely need to be made inside the household.
Yeah, it's from the household.
Yeah,
It's whatever is going on the way, because things about households don't pray together no more.
they don't.
Household don't sit down at the dinner table and eat together
They
no
don't.
more and talk together no more. You
Nope.
know, households don't go to church together no more as a
Nope.
family. So it's a whole lot of things contribute to that. Ernestine
Absolutely.
says it do start with the home you brought up in, because now days the things I see them do surprise me.
Yeah.
And Jenny says, you know how she raised Leslie.
Hmm. Yeah, I saw Lexi from the little tiny toddler on up. And she's just
Mhm.
going through some strange things right now. So hopefully and
Well, they
prayerfully
get with the
she'll,
wrong people.
Yeah.
yeah,
They
Peer
get with
pressure.
the wrong people
get
there.
back on
But
the
see,
right path.
the thing about it is, once they get grown, I don't care who they hook up with. That's on them, because you done all you can do, Jen. You raised her right. She
Yeah.
made the wrong decision.
Yeah.
It's on her.
Yeah.
She grown now. You've
Yeah. It's
done your
not on
part.
you. Yeah. It's
That's
not
all the
on you.
Bible asks you to do, is raise your child. And when that child
Yeah.
get grown, that child departs from the parent, takes up a wife or a husband, or nowadays they just be single. You know what I'm saying? So
Exactly.
you've done your part.
Yeah. You've done
Yeah.
your part.
Cause
Yeah.
I told mine when he got to high school, when he got in 10th grade,
Yeah. It
you
was
get
10.
what I told him, you gonna either go, if you stay home, you're going to college. You don't go to college, you go stay home and get a job and help pay the expenses and help around the house.
Yeah.
You ain't gonna do one of them.
Yeah.
You're gonna get out.
Yeah.
And you
Yep.
know,
That's a fact.
you can't wait till the last minute to start telling these children things. You
And
have
look
to
how
drill
Tim
it.
turned out. Tim's
You
like a
got to
little
drill it
angel.
and drill it and drill it into
By
him.
the grace of God, man, His tender mercy.
Yeah, by the grace of God and his tender mercy, because he ain't always been no angel. Like I tell everybody, I ain't always been no angel either. We all
Right,
have
right,
done things,
yeah,
But as long as you had your right upbringing, you come back to the phone. You
yeah,
come back to the phone.
yeah.
And
It's
I didn't know.
unfortunate. Yeah, it's unfortunate what's happening with this generation of children now. The
Mm-hmm.
crimes that they are committing is causing them to lose their life or take someone's life.
Both.
Versus back in the day where we did itty bitty stuff to where you
Itty
could
bitty
learn
stuff.
right,
Yeah.
but you could learn from your lesson from your mistakes.
Yeah.
The mistakes that they're making, there's no coming back from.
And I'm coming
And,
back.
and right, and that's the disconnect because, like you
Mm,
said, the family, not all of them, but the ones that are doing it, is nothing to break place principles and morals on in the household.
you're right.
Yeah,
And see, the thing about it is that when you got a parent that's training a small child to be a thief, that parent needs to be locked up and
yeah,
never get out again.
no,
And that parent don't need to go around no other children ever. Their parentship should be taken away from them and let that child be put in a good Christian. And I do say Christian. I'm sorry, because religion plays a part. It plays a part. It helps. Let that child be put in a good Christian family foster home where that
yeah,
child can get reconditioned. Because that
yes,
child don't have to be reconditioned. Because
yeah,
I think the child was like 8 or 9 years old, and ain't no telling how long the parent been teaching the child to steal.
you're
You
right.
see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And
mm,
so but see, they don't let that woman out. They gonna let her out. They don't if she do a little time. If she was without bond, she gonna do a little time, and she going right back to them kids, and she gonna do the same thing over and over again. You
yeah.
know, and that's just one. I don't know if that was the only child she had, or do she have 4 or 5?
Hey, don't
Because
tell
if
it.
you had 4 or 5, I mean, she just got a little thief ring going on, and
Yeah,
teaching your child to steal like that, God, and then you got those that teach them to kill too,
yeah,
to
and that
fight
goes
and
to
kill.
right, and that goes to another thing. A lot of the men are not present. Uh, some of the ones that are present are not present.
Mm-hmm.
We've had large incarceration rates,
Mm-hmm.
and that was doing uh, what was the
Particularly
so-called crack.
man,
Yeah,
African American man. I
absolutely,
know this
absolutely,
specifically about that, yeah.
right.
But right
And
now,
so
you know what the thing of it is, Tim, right now, this crime that we're seeing like now, like Ernestine say, the things that these people doing nowadays surprise you because
yeah,
now you're seeing all races doing it.
all of it.
It ain't just the black kids,
Yeah,
it's the white kids, it's the Puerto Rican kids, it's the Mexican kids, it's everybody kids.
and they getting younger. They're getting younger and younger.
Mary said, how is it that kids raised in the same home, 5 do good and 1 don't? I don't know, Mary. But they say there's always be a black sheep in a family of more
Yeah,
than one.
yeah. But
I don't know.
I will tell you this, Mary. Even that one, at some point in time, uh, reverse back to what has been taught from the home, from the mother, the morals, the principles, all that kicks back in. Some of
That's
us
true.
just get it late, and some of us get it early. But
Yeah,
what you put into that child is still there. So don't think
yeah,
that it's not.
that's right.
Sometimes they just go out in the wilderness and lost,
I
you know.
agree.
Yeah, yeah.
A
But
lot of
yeah,
times the
definitely.
kids so confused, they get so much peer pressure now. See, they
Yeah,
get so much
yeah,
peer
gang.
pressure from their friends, who they think is their
Right.
friend,
Yeah, yeah. See,
and
we in business. Hmm.
so what they do is they call themselves going out trying to find themselves. trying to find themselves. And and Mary was saying, yeah, Tim, with the same parenting, 5 will turn out good and 1 won't. And then
Yeah.
Mary says, so it's a choice. The other 5 don't. The other 5 made a choice. Yeah, it's a choice.
Yeah, it's choice.
hmm It's
Definitely choice.
it's always a choice.
Yeah.
It's out, but yeah, people. That goes for our children. Well, not children, but I say from I say from teenage on up to 99. Everything, everybody has a choice at that point. Because by the time
Absolutely.
they get in their teenage years, they know right from wrong.
Yeah, I was just finna say that. They know that they're doing wrong. And
hmm
like I said, when the walls are closing in on them, they divert back to what was originally put in them, whether it was good or bad. But if you put
Mary say exactly how it happened. And they found himself right in jail. I know, right?
well, you know what? Sometimes the Lord might work in mysterious ways. He
Put him
might
in
have to
there.
take that. He might have to take that extreme to sit him down so he can
Just
listen
so he
clearly.
can listen. That's
Yeah.
right. That's right. Jenny says, I'm sorry, Sybil. Go ahead and read something, Sybil. I'm tired anyway.
Jenny says, I've always taught Lexi that lying and stealing was wrong. It did not stop her. I constantly tell her that her misery is due to the choices she makes and don't make, while I pray that God watches over her. Lexi was never let loose to do what she chooses to do today, and I pray she sees the light before she goes too far. She's just
Yeah.
a young lady, and hopefully
hmm
the light of Jesus will shine in her heart and bring her home to be
hmm
the Lexi that I grew up with and knew and
hmm
loved.
Well, and Mary wants to know why find himself. Why finding himself? Because they have peer pressure. They get wrong advice from the wrong people, Mary. hmm And then see what they fail to realize, Mary, is these kids the wrong kids that they listening to, those kids' parents don't care nothing about them to begin with. If
Not at
they
all.
letting them do wrong things, they don't care nothing about them. If they letting them stay out all hours of night, not going to school, not trying to make that night themselves, the parents don't care nothing about those kids. And
Yeah.
then for your child or my child to listen to what that kid is saying,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know, it's stupid, just plain stupid. Because I care. I want your life to be better than mine. Only way your life can get better than mine is you got to do better than I did.
Yeah.
You know,
I
and
agree.
because I care about you. I don't care
Right.
nothing about Sister Mary, not Mary. Let me say somebody else's name. Sister Joyce's kids over there that Sister
Yeah.
Joyce don't care about.
Right.
You know, so
Yeah.
Mary say the content they keep. That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. And that's the reason why I
Yeah.
used to get on Tim all the time. But I don't like him.
Yeah.
You can't hang out with him no more. No, you can't go to his house no more. I'm sorry. And
Yeah.
see,
And I had a
parents won't do that nowadays. They don't
yeah.
even
Yeah.
know whose house their kids is at. To tell you the truth,
Yeah.
nowadays.
And those that can put your children in athletics or something, cheerleading or
Yep,
something to that nature, because
that's
it
right.
takes up it teaches a lot of good characteristics. It builds character. It's a lot good that come with that. When you don't have a child in something, active in something, like the old people used to say, the devil workshop, idle mind.
Yep.
Yeah.
hmm
So yeah, I mean, some of you all can't do that now, but what you do is you keep praying and keep praying.
Yep.
Like I say, some of us get it early and some of us get it late. But don't
hmm
give up. Um,
Especially boys.
yeah, hard headed. Yeah, boys gotta be hard
Especially
headed.
boys.
Yeah, we are hard headed. Yeah, but
Yeah.
yeah, what you put into that child, you put good loving into that child. That child remembers how, and that child knows when they're doing wrong or right. So
Mm-hmm.
it's not that, and the drugs are not an excuse because they still know right from wrong. Everybody that's using drugs is not robbing and shooting and killing. I'm not
Mm-hmm.
supporting drugs, but I'm just saying,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, whatever you put into that child, it's there. You
Yeah.
may not know them when they're on that bad streak or bad what have you behavior, but just know that what you instill in them are there, and hopefully they'll come out of this storm.
Yeah. Just know that that is not the child you had,
No,
and that something, some mean spirit
yeah,
has taken over your child, and you
yeah,
have to continue to pray for that spirit to be um for him, that your child to be delivered from that mean or evil spirit,
right.
because they, when they hang around people that's evil or places that's got evil in them, that evil will rub up on them.
Oh
Every
yeah,
time they go in there, that evil gonna jump on them,
yeah,
and then they bring it back. They carry it with them wherever they go,
yeah.
and they can't wash that off with soap or water. They
Nah,
can't wash it off.
yeah.
Jenny said, "Oh boy, I did it old school ways because I'm an old mom." LOL, Alexis, my second separate tour. David was 18 and she was born. All I can do is pray. That's all you can do, Jen.
That's it.
That's right.
That's it. And prayer works. Believe that.
It does. But the only thing about prayer, y'all, I teach y'all this on Sundays when we do talk about angels. We cannot control when and how the prayer will
No,
be answered.
no, you can't. I agree.
We can't. I could tell you this much from my experience. Sometimes God answers prayer so fast it make your head spin. And sometimes God takes so long to answer your prayer, you just throw your hands up
Yeah,
and give up.
yeah,
But don't think that just because you throwed your hands up and you just gave up because you were just tired of praying so many years, don't think that God won't answer it, because he'll still come and answer it. That's when you're
he
least
will.
expected. That's
Yeah,
when
he
you're
will.
least expected. And then that's when you'll come to realize that it was something that you were doing that put you in God's way, where he
Yeah,
couldn't work the plan the way he wanted to work it.
yes,
We don't
definitely.
know what it is because we are finites. We are not infinite, so we cannot see into that realm like he can see in so many realms of the
Mhm.
world and universe and through us. We can't see through those realms, so we don't know what it was that we did. Uh, but I have seen God work for me in speed of lightning, man, like super bad. And
Me
then I
too.
have seen him not answer for a long, 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 long time.
Yeah.
So, and Jen says, read Sybil.
In my experience, many prayers have been answered, but never the way expected.
That's
Yeah.
that's true. That's true.
Yeah.
So this is confirmation that I'm starting to cough again. So,
Hope you feel better.
Yeah.
um,
Well, this was quite a subject, and we're approaching the 8 o'clock hour, so it's hard to add anything to what was said. And w- everybody spoke from their heart, and the human being is born with a will, so we just have to pray that their strong will in the wrong direction will be softened to the right direction, because we're not robots and everybody's got choices, but prayer can melt someone's heart. So keep the prayers going. And I would like
amen,
to kind of,
amen,
so we
amen.
had a
So,
good night, expressing
mhm.
our thoughts and everything. And let's just kind of wrap it up. And Emily, you can say your last words, and so can Tim. And then we'll go watch a movie and relax.
Sounds like a winner to me.
Yeah, I take it.
Um,
You
yeah,
want to take it?
go
You
ahead,
close.
Tim.
Yeah, you
No,
close.
no, Sybil gonna close. She can
Oh,
host.
well, you go ahead. You
She
ladies
hosting
first.
tonight.
Ladies first.
Yeah, I just like to say, yeah, I keep all of my fans in my prayers. Y'all don't know about it. I be praying for y'all. And I pray for myself. And of course, I pray for my heartbeat that's sitting right there on the screen.
Mhm.
I pray for my good friend, Sybil. I pray for everybody. And I don't know. I look back on my life and I figure like, wow, girl, think how much God probably would have blessed you if you had took out the time back then to meditate and pray like you take out the time now to meditate and pray. I'd probably be a millionaire. But yeah, every morning I meditate anywhere. Always a minimum of at least 15 minutes, but sometimes it run into an hour of meditate, a little over an hour, sometimes meditation and prayer.
Good. That's
And
good.
yeah, and it has become a part of me. And sometimes God puts you in pain for a reason, Jen. And it wasn't until I started having all this pain, Jen. And I know I'm saying it to Jen because I know she had a lot of pain, has a lot of pain, and like me, chronic pain. Mary, you do too sometimes. And most of the time, my pain uh, hurts me most in the morning time. And I just can't do nothing. I can't do nothing but take my med and barely get my coffee. And so I started, I've been hurting so bad, I don't even feel like looking at no TV. I don't feel like listening to no radio. I don't feel like doing nothing. So that's what started me for the past 3 years now to be meditating and praying. And I guess that's how I got called to the
Yeah.
ministry because I was using that time while I was, to give the medicine a chance to kick in, to get my body to feeling better, where I could get up and move around. So that could take, usually it would take about an hour to 2 hours. So
Right.
I just started meditating and just praying and just thinking over things and looking
Yeah.
back over my life,
Yeah.
making goals and thinking how to do things better, thinking of ways that I could be better, asking God
Right.
to make me better, asking me God to be a help to somebody. Just stuff like that, just do so
Yeah.
much. Just meditate, 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 because meditation is prayer, y'all.
Yeah. It is.
Meditation is prayer. When you looking back over your life, you're looking back over being thankful, and look where you are now,
Yeah.
because you could have been dead sleeping in your grave. You just be thinking about stuff like that.
Right.
Thinking meditation like that is prayer. So I appreciate all of y'all prayers too, because I know y'all pray with me. And but that's what I want to say. I want to say y'all continue, please, to support. I will show y'all been so loyal. I wish I was a millionaire, so I could. If I was a millionaire, I'd be sending y'all some money all the time just for being a
Well,
loyal fan.
it ain't over.
And I wouldn't be trying to bribe y'all because y'all come anyway. But I would just want to give. And I give what I can. Y'all know I have a giving heart. I give what I can when I can give it.
Hmm.
But all the time we just don't have to give. And but that's what I want to say. And Sybil, you were a great host tonight. I didn't know that we were gonna be doing all this talking. Sybil didn't even get a chance to get her segment in, but
Yeah. Sorry about
uh,
That's okay. There's another time.
yeah. So anyway,
Uh,
that's
what happened? Things that were said were meant to be said.
yeah. I guess you're right.
that.
So that's why those are my whole big old book of last words. I didn't intend to say that much, but that's what came
Yeah.
out.
Well,
So,
Tim, you can wrap it up too.
Okay, okay. Hey, another great show. I mean, the topics are real, the conversations are real. I mean, we talk about things that really matter. You're gonna walk away from this show, Emily Pearl show, with a smile, or you're gonna learn something different, or you're gonna have them both. But yeah, another great show. With that being said, I wish everybody love, peace, and happiness, and let's be safe out there.
and this is a 901 show.
Yeah, we
But
always
you,
have fun on the
but you right.
901.
He said the
Oh.
Emily Pearl show. It's not Friday
Oh,
night. It's Tuesday night.
well, every show's an
That
Emily
sure
Pearl
did.
show, but
Right.
it is 901, and we do have fun on the 901. And I
Thank
like
you,
to say,
understand.
thank everybody for tuning
Thank you,
in.
Jenny. Yeah, we'll see you Thursday night, Jen. You're right.
Oh
We
yeah,
got a
and
lot to talk about Thursday night. We'll
Oof,
be 19. We'll be
oof.
19 days away on Thursday night.
wow, okay.
Ernestine say yes, and we here in Michigan love the show, and all of you, and we love y'all too. Thank you,
Yes, we
Ernestine.
do.
Thank you,
Thanks,
Mary.
Ernestine.
Thanks
Thanks, Mary.
everybody. And
Thanks,
my
Jenny.
closing remark is, if you toss and turn at night and can't get to sleep, remember to talk to the shepherd instead of counting sheep.
All right.
That
Good
sounds like
night.
a winner. Night,
Sound like
everybody. We
a
love y'all. Bye bye.
Sweet dreams.
It's the 901 show. 901 show. The 901 show. Get on this hot mic. The 901 show. It's the 901 show. The 901 show. The 901 show. The 901 show. Get on this hot mic. The 901 show. Hot night. The 901 show. Hot night. It's the 901 show. It's the 901 show. The 901 show. Get on this hot night. The 901 show. It's the 901 show. The 901 show. The 901 show.